this morning and the sun was shining. Every cloud has got a silver lining. It's a beautiful, wonderful day. Oh, it's a beautiful, wonderful day. Well, I washed my face and got some food. I'm feeling and I'm looking good. It's a beautiful, wonderful day. Yes, it's a beautiful, wonderful day. And I can't explain this feeling deep inside. Oh, it's such a good one that you know.
On this computer. All right, we're in. Yeah.
Wait, is this live?
No.
Okay. So you can hear me then.
I can.
Okay.
Well, welcome to my 99th show, 99. Was this perfect?
99.
Woo, baby. I love it. Let me push record. Okay. So
I'm not fully ready.
no, none of us are. None of us are. You look great.
Thank you, but I didn't even get mascara on, so I was just hoping for a little mascara.
You look great. Don't worry about the mascara. This is the show. We've already began.
What?
Yeah, this is raw. It's raw, baby. The less editing I have to do, the better. You look great. How long is your hair now?
It is, it's pretty long.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so this is the 99th episode of Press with Friends, and welcome to the show, Yvonne DeLoRosa, entrepreneur. So let's see. Let's go with a past, present, and future sort of thing. Like, where did you grow up, and have you always lived in Los Angeles? And I know you're an actor. You're a pot entrepreneur. You're a lot of things. Dare I say real estate thing, or do you dabble in that, or no, or no? What else do you do? Because you're a person of many different types of things. You're like an actress. Can you tell us what you were like as a child and where you grew up, and kind of brought you into the present day?
So we're like doing this now.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I look at you or the camera?
You can look at me because it's pretty. It looks like we're looking at each other if we look at each other.
Weed. So
yeah, let's smoke some weed. I got some.
First or after or during?
What was the question?
First, after, or during?
We can during.
Okay. It's kind of I was really hoping for that mascara.
You look
fantastic. You're all gonna have.
You look like you're in Hawaii.
Au natural.
Yeah.
Here's a trick. If you don't have mascara, grab your fingers, get to the bottom of your lashes, and hold. Hold on. Don't look at the magic. And then do it again. Hold for a little bit. One more time.
Oh my gosh, it's a whole new different person. You have a natural beauty.
Thank you, darling. So yeah, you want me to talk about myself?
Basically, like you're like as little baby Yvonne, like just give us a background of, and unless you don't want to talk about it, but that's generally we kind of start off that way.
No, I was born and raised in Hollywood, and was by a single mom. My grandparents and my sister all together. We were a little family in Hollywood. I moved to Malibu as a teen. Thank God. And I mean, I still love Hollywood. It'll always be home, but especially now. I mean, have you been in Hollywood lately?
I'm in Hollywood right now. I'm right in Paint right now. I'm all right near the Hollywood Bowl.
No, it's all awesome.
It's intense.
Hollywood. I graduated on stage at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow. They had your Hollywood Bowl graduation party there?
I forgot. No, that was down at my place. I mean, there was a few celebrations. They had one there too, but I don't, my grandparents were there. I remember that. And my best friends at the time were there. And They were all my little heavy metal Hesher stoner friends
Nice.
who, let's see, I don't think I was really smoking weed back then. Unfortunately, I was a drinker. I chose the drink because it was easier, and I didn't like, if I try to smoke, it would make me cough, and then I would feel like, oh, I don't know how to smoke.
Yeah.
Let's see if I do now. I've been practicing for a few years. Disclaimer, none of this is real.
None of this is real. None of this is real. It's all good.
First, God, the breeze. Hold on. Ocean's that way. I just made a mini set. I didn't know what I was doing.
I love it.
You're gonna talk and you were gonna go move the camera to the right, to the left.
No, it's a static shot.
Okay.
I love it. You got the Buddha, you got the trees, you got
nature.
I like your ears too.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot I had this. Do you see nature behind me or just
I do
wall?
see nature behind you.
Okay, I just wanted it to be perfect. Okay, hold on.
It is perfect. It's perfect in every way. Nice. Cheers.
I learned how to smoke. So no, yeah, I grew up in Hollywood and then moved to Malibu, Calabasas first, Malibu Canyon, and then Malibu, and yeah.
But didn't you live in Venice for a little bit? That's where I met you originally.
I
Your
did,
house party, but then I met Moksha there as well.
Oh yes, I had
that would be my girlfriend for a little bit.
Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Which all cool people do, I believe, right?
Yeah. We had it when it was really good too.
Wait, what? Why? No. What was that?
We had it when it was like prime.
Should I lean in or should I be more like?
You can lean in. I do a lean in and lean out. You know, it depends on how you feel. That's a classic shot right there. There you go. We'll do that in slow motion. So because there's a lot to talk about here, so I'm gonna cherry pick my thoughts here. So when you lived in Venice, and this was around probably 1998, 99.
Oh, is that when we met?
Yeah, at that party. I know it's going back into the tendrils. There's been a lot of weed and bong heads between now.
Did you say 90s? Did you just say the 90s?
Maybe, I don't know. It's all
that far back.
Let me think. We probably or something. I don't know.
So I graduated from university. All the Canadians out there are like, yeah, she didn't say college. I graduated from college, UCLA, with my master's in 2003. So, but at the time, I remember my friend Bernalyn and I, we were doing Venuses of Venice, and we were doing massage on the boardwalk to make money during college. And I just recall having a line out, but I think that was undergrad. So then that would have been, yeah, like.
Okay, there's a story there that we got to go into.
There's so many stories.
If you have the video, which I've been bugging you for about 20 years or 20 something or whatever, 15 years, can we say that we filmed this on Venice Beach to a crowd, and I filmed it, and then I gave you and Sam the footage, and I never saw it again, but we were ahead of our time. Ahead of our time. Poppers.com. Let's talk about it.
I'd rather not. However, now that you brought it up, I must say something. But you know how popular that doctor is now? She's called like Dr. Zit or Dr. Poppet. Whatever. People like watch that video like it's church. They watch it like it's the greatest thing ever. And we were ahead of our time. You know, that's the beauty of cannabis, right? It's like you come up with funny, hilarious things all the time.
Will that footage ever see the day of light?
So here's the deal. Our house burned in 2018 in the Woolsey.
And you made sure that was the first thing that burned.
I saw it across the room. I looked over the flames. And I went to grab it, and Sam went, "Let's go." And then
Poppers.com. Oh. Can we describe the footage? Can we describe what happened that day in a nutshell?
I thought there was gonna be like a lovely interview.
It is a lovely thing, but this is the fun. Our crowd, these are the things they need to know about.
They need to know about.
And then we're not
So
over. It's not ending on
friend
this
of mine
segment.
rolls up
Okay.
on his roller skates, and we're doing our massage thing. And for the record, every massage person that had been out in Venice Beach for like since the 60s was so mad at us because there was no one standing waiting for them, and we had a line.
A canopy. There's a canopy. There's a canopy. Don't forget about the canopy. That's
We had a
essential to the
massage
story.
table, massage chair. I mean, we did it really pretty. You know, it wasn't just like 30 Venice Street massage. It was like very pretty, and we were in sarongs. Anyways, you get the picture. It was lovely. And a friend of mine rolls up, you know, older friend, older meaning he was probably like in his 50s then. He was so old. And he, you know, we said, hey, let's give you a massage. And I'm not gonna say his name to protect the kid.
No, and I was filming this whole thing.
You were.
And now the crowd's becoming much larger.
But yes, because he had this like hump on his back. And wait, I need to smoke a little more.
You got to smoke on this one. Everyone who's watching should probably smoke about this one too. Everybody, these are all better.
We give some people like a few minutes to get their medicine. And okay, so he's about to get a massage, and he has like this almost like half a golf ball bump on his back, and a little like hole in the center that you could see. It was clearly poppable. And as a woman, I don't know if you know this, Brett, but you can't stop that urge.
I grew up popping pimples. I used to pop the pimples off my stepfather's back. I should have been a dermatologist.
Had pimples to pop, so I felt
I'm a good pimple popper.
like, I just felt like I never had pimples to pop because my skin was so perfect.
Now you have to set the scene. Now there's.
I really didn't. Thank you God for clear skin, but that's due to being vegan. So that's another story.
We'll talk about.
Okay, so anyhow,
Gotta get past this pimple.
yes, past the pimple. So it was half a golf ball.
It was disgusting.
And so I said, hey, I'm gonna pop this. Mind you, we're like barely out of being 18, so a little immature. So I mean, people were gathering. I was like, geez, everyone wants to see this.
It became an event.
It really did. It was like all of Venice Beach literally like surrounding us.
Children, dogs.
We're trying to get the shot.
People on bikes.
You
stop the crowd. There's actually a stop in the middle of fucking Rose or wherever Rose in the boardwalk. It stopped everything.
It really was. It sounds like we're exaggerating, but we're not. And I'm looking around. I'm like, geez, okay. But I'm an actor, so I get it together. And I go to pop this humongous like zit. And I like get under it, and you know, and I do it. And you remember? It was like kaboom. Like
it shot straight up into the top of the canopy.
No. It's
like literally shot like
I was wearing shades because it was a hot summer day, like splatter on the shades. We had a canopy, so it splattered on the canopy and like rained down on people, like rained down.
And the smell.
That's what
it was like formaldehyde.
Okay, I've never smelled anything so foul. Do you still remember the smell? You know how those. I'm hoping I'll never have to smell that smell as long as I live.
No, that's bad.
It was like a mixture of like death, formaldehyde. I don't even know what formaldehyde smells like, but I know it's that. It was like, yeah, ammonia.
And then you pop it again, though. You pop the crowd wanted you to keep on going. The crowd
the crowd was chanting. It was like Mount Vesuvius had gone off, and I was like this, you know, medicine woman, and I was creating the greatest thing ever, which is basically I was just popping a zit. But so
I think it was more of a boil at that point. That's what this discovered. I don't think a zit gets that big.
As a more learned person, I believe it to have probably been a sebaceous cyst. But at the time we just called it a zit. And I remember this, I was on my arms, it was in my hair.
On your glasses.
And I had to take a shower, and I went and I took a shower in your place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh
Yes.
my God. But they didn't,
Thank God
the
you live
story
right
actually goes on longer. It actually, because it was a 10 to 15 minute event. So we're just kind of escaping to the good parts, but it did continue, and then it over. We had to end it. We had to end it.
Maybe
Cut the cord.
10 years later, I was walking down the boardwalk. 10 years, flash forward. And this guy is like, oh, hey, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, well, I've been acting, so maybe he recognizes me. But he recognized me from that day. He owned the shop right in front, you know, where they always play the techno.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's Titanic.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
So fun. So we had all this music all the time going, but he was like, remember me? And I was like, oh yeah, hi, how are you? And he's
Do
like,
you want an autograph or something? Do you want to take a picture with me? No.
he was like, do you have that video? I've been thinking, I swear to God, he wanted the video. And I was like, okay. He just wanted to see that Zit pop again. I mean, for people who watch this Dr. Zit or Dr. Poppet or whatever, I'm so sorry. You will never have the satisfaction or the horror of what you and I, Brett, have shared.
Well,
and some lucky people on the boardwalk that day.
yeah, a crowd of millions that day. Yeah, and I got some really good close. The shots were really good. I got in there close-up shots, and I got the spray going up. It was nuts. You gotta take this phone call.
Honey, I'm on a podcast.
Is that Sam?
Oh, she is? Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, it's all good. I'm here. Yes, I love you. Bye.
Aw.
Oh, I'm getting a delivery of cannabis because you know, the old Mother Hubbard cupboard.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the cannabis industry. Let's get in there. I do want to talk about your
from the zit.
Yeah, that was a good segue. See what you know, you gotta flip it. But we could go in and show pictures. No, we can't. That was for the minds of the imagination. But we were that was a moment in time.
Are you sure you gave me the footage?
Absolutely. Which to my day, every time I give away my own footage, I always regret it. There's shit that I've shot like from South by Southwest Music Festival to
well, I would agree.
Tons of stuff. And I had stuff in Europe. Oh, I still gotta edit that stuff. But anyways, what?
It just wasn't my calling, Brett, and I'm so sorry. I know how much it meant to all of us to have that footage, and we could have done zitpoppers.com, but I think sometimes you just have to put your ideas out there in the universe and someone picks up on it. And lo and behold, people have. There is a huge market for that. I chose to heal people in a different way.
Well, I find that if you're a pioneer in one thing, you're probably a pioneer in another thing. So you know what I mean? So it's not just that wasn't the only amazing idea we've ever had.
So true. Now, yeah, so that was what, 99? 99.
Yeah.
99th episode.
Yeah. And you're 99.
My name is 99.
See that? See, it's all circling. It's all
it's full circle.
It worked out perfectly.
The sun's coming out. I might have to put on a hat. Is that allowed?
You can put on a hat. You could wear a Groucho mustache and glasses if you want. You could. Nice. So, do you want to talk about the pot industry first or acting industry?
They're one and the same.
Oh, do tell, you have my attention.
No, yeah, whatever. What do you think?
When did you start acting? At what age, and did you start putting things together and stuff like that? Because we almost did Return to Sender together, and you read the script, and you and Sam. I'm still trying to make that movie. If you want to help me make it, it's still on the list. So the whole point of this podcast is so I can.
Very Fellini-esque, as I recall.
What was it?
It was very Fellini-esque, as I recall.
I'd like to continue with that. Yeah, like color, visual, and the story is strong enough to hold it. So and the
Is
gags
the
are good.
post office still there? Is it abandoned or it's something?
No,
cool?
that became Joel Silver's post office. That was based on the Windward post office in Venice.
Yeah.
But then no, Joel
What
Silver.
happened to that post office?
Yeah, well, he bought that property and has been like it's been like I don't know what the fuck is happening with that, but it's I know he was building it out a while back for a long time, but it just seems to be stagnant. And Joel Silver has so much fucking money, who knows what he'll ever do anything with it.
Wants to make this movie. Hello, set on his property already.
Well, the story structure is strong enough to hold. We could film it anywhere, but that would have been the ideal spot. If I had like money to do that, that would have been fun. But I think the story and the gags and the funniness are still there if we do it in Bakersfield. It doesn't really matter. It takes place in 1999.
But then we have to be in I love Bakersfield.
Oh, it's a hoot. Their Mexican markets have the best food. It's like crazy. They have everything.
They have
got
the Kern River.
They got tamale buckets. They got tamale stuff, like a stack, like 10 feet and 4 feet wide of tamales of like different types of tamales. It's crazy. Their ceviche is amazing.
A lot of sun. I feel like I'm gonna have to put on a hat now.
Put on a hat. Just watch out for your ears.
Off the kitty.
Yeah. So acting. How did you? Because media has changed a lot in the last well, since we kind of tried to. You froze too, but we're back. Is your computer plugged in? Computer plugged in?
I did. That was a fake.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. I'm gullible. I'll believe anything you do. Acting.
And see. That made my eyes water because I wasn't blinking.
So besides zippoppers.com, which was a phenomenon that everybody knows about, what did you do after that?
Oh my God. Okay, so I was at UCLA Film School. I got my my undergrad. I got my BA in directing, writing, producing, got my master's in screenwriting. So was really focusing on film. And of course, then the acting comes in. I booked the starring role on a Fox series, and after that did a few other series and guest stars and a few films here and there, and it was going really good and it was great. And then my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016, and so everything kind of went like nothing's more important than my mom. So I was living back in Malibu at that time, and I just was like, shit. And she's like, yeah, they want to schedule the chemo, the radiation, all of it. And I was like, it just didn't feel right. And so I started doing a lot of research, and then I just remembered, I was like, oh mom, there was this book I read when I was younger. It's called The Emperor Wears No Clothes by Jack Herrera. And I was like, and I had it. I had a 90s version that he handed to me. So wait, flashback. It's the 90s, early mid 90s, somewhere in the 90s. And I'm at the Federal Building at a hemp rally. And, somebody handed me a joint. We're smoking, we're talking. And this man comes up to me and he's like, oh, hi. And I was like, hi, you want to puff? And he seemed like so stoked. I realize now why he was so stoked is because I'm on federal property, like passing out weed, and apparently not a legal thing, maybe. I don't know. I still don't know. I claim innocence. And turns out that was Jack Herrera. And he handed me one of the first editions of his book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically the cannabis Bible on everything about hemp, why it became illegal, all the medicinal benefits of it, all the things you could do out of hemp, how cannabis can, cure you of this, that, and cancer. And then I remember, and I was like, Mom, why don't you try cannabis first? And okay, so my mom's never had a drink in her life, right? And so I had to convince her. And somehow she believed me. We were kind of like, well, what would abuelita do? My grandma. And we thought grandma always did everything natural our whole lives. We come from a a long line of natural healers. Some call them curanderas, some call them witches. I don't know. No, some call them, you know, a lot of things, but basically it was just using nature to heal and cure yourself. Like we never had band-aids when we were kids. It was my grandma with the scoop of salt on the
Oh
wound.
shit. No.
No infection, no scar. So, but like about 5 seconds of total horror. And so, you know, if we had an earache, we'd get the onion in the ear, you know. If we had a fever, we'd get the slice of potatoes in the socks. And so everything was done naturally. Um, and so we were like, what would abuelita do? She would take the natural route, right? So my mom, something said, you know, I'm gonna do this naturally. And so, yay, and when I got her rack, you know, this was medical marijuana times 2006, and took her to her first dispensary. I won't say their name because I think they're still there, but it was just awful, horrifying, you know, bars in the window and mean security guard.
This is the early days of everything open, but becoming
Yeah,
legal.
and it was just done in a not the most awesome way possible. We'll just
Yeah.
diplomatic and say that. And so I went home that day. I was mortified, you know, it was like, it was just not, you know, I remember going in there and I was like, my mom, you know, has cancer and I'm wondering, like, what do you think would be the best thing? And she's like, well, I don't know about cancer, but I know this will get you really high. And I was just like, oh Lord, all right, we're in the Stone Ages, not the Stoner Ages yet, but the Stone Ages of Stoner Age. So I went home and I was sitting there and I was like, why isn't there like a nice one? Like, why isn't there like this awesome dispensary that's beautiful and your mom can go to and your sister and me?
And what year was this again?
So this 2006.
Okay. Okay.
So in 2007, and then at that time, I'm thinking, why isn't there a beautiful one? And at the same time, I'm seeing like it was the era of more dispensaries and Starbucks because there were no regulations, there was no rules. People were just going with the collective system, the medical marijuana 215, Prop 215 collective system, where you sign up and you're part of the collective. And now the collective can grow cannabis for you. And in exchange, you can either help through labor, or here was the gray area, or you could pay for, you know, being a part of the collective. So that's how it was done for many golden years. And
Was that the best way to do it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then what? And then because you know that's probably going to only last for that golden moment where it's good for everybody. Everyone's having a good time. You must have seen where it was going to go.
Well, you know, at first it was like, oh my God, you know, all these people are doing it and they're not doing it great. You felt like a criminal going to these places. So I was like, again, why isn't there a beautiful one? Why isn't there like this amazing dispensary? So we created it. It was called 99 High Art, and it was on Abbot Kinney. High five. And it was the first upscale dispensary in the world. And so that was a big claim to the cannabis fame at the time. I was like, wow.
Well,
And so it was
I can't believe that was such a fun time. And Toby and everybody and the menagerie of characters and stuff like that. You guys were constantly building out in it. But like in that was a great space for art and lots of great thing. You had a lot of Android Jones stuff there for a bit and really good like organic art, weed, and some of the stuff that we did there. I can't believe you fucking got away with it. I mean, can we talk about the edibles that were there? I've never eaten edibles like that ever since that whole situation. Like I've tried, but there's no that lemon cake. We'd buy stuff and just eat it and start walking around in the streets like during the day. At one point, everybody looked like they're fucking tripping. like everyone's got a little.
That's
plastic
because they were.
Everyone had that plastic container. It looks like you got it from a deli.
Well, we would have those events catered. So Rewind, yeah, we would have art because we were the first hybrid dispensary via a visionary psychedelic art gallery and plant medicine bookstore. And so And then we had the first cannabis lounge. No one was doing that. So people were following rules that didn't even exist. So I was like, wait a minute, let's demystify this. Let's open up this dispensary. So anybody, any age at the time, this is pre-regulation, could come and see what we were doing. Obviously, you couldn't get it unless you were, at the time 18 and over. If you had a medical marijuana recommendation and it was verified, you became signed up for the collective. You could not get cannabis, but there was no law that said you couldn't look at it. So it was very open. It was a very amazing be in time, with everybody.
It was very like, it felt like something special. And and then like the whole like situation changed with the taxation of it. I don't know the business side of it, but it seems like that was a little golden gem. It was like Jack Kerouac at the theater or something. You know what I mean? Like early, like something's, this is special. Like it doesn't, something that doesn't last like
100%, not even 99%, 100% believe that the people who helped write the regulations and the laws after that were at 99 High Art and went like, oh shit, okay, we're getting no consumption on site, no music, no DJ, no sitar,
no sitar.
Live music, we'll get it with that. A lot of wow, musician celebrity. I mean, it was everybody there. It was
And
amazing.
but you also were close to that school as well, which was a thing.
So
right?
wah, wah, that's what happened when zoning laws came into play, which we were there before zoning laws as well. We were too close to an elementary school, so we had to move. But there was nowhere to move to. That was a scary time for landlords, where they were being threatened by the feds, like, oh, if you have a lease with a marijuana shop, we're going to take your property. There was these letters that were basically couldn't be upheld, and they were bullshit, but people believed it and were scared enough to go, sorry, nope. So it took a minute. And then we left Venice again, and that was really sad because that was such an end of an era. It was such an amazing time,
I remember before, like I saw the party open. Like I remember when you guys got that fur white rug in there, and you guys weren't opening, you're putting it all together. And I was meeting like some of your friends that like I love Toby, and he's such a great guy, and the other people, but and of course Sam, and
yeah.
but I remember when you got that white rug in there for the first time.
Well, because we love making things challenging and
Yeah.
and
The giant, you put this huge, was like 16 by 20-foot white fuzzy rug in there. And then I remember I was looking at everybody, and the walls were somewhat bare still, and it was kind of clunking together. And it's like the beginning of a party, And then I saw you on the floor, kind of betwixt sitting on the carpet, and I was like kind of taking visual like pictures, and yeah, it was like a really like, and then it became like really crazy great.
Amazing. It was like crazy amazing. And we were so blessed. Like we didn't even have a security guard. We had like our friends who wanted to be a part of it, be there and help if we ever needed help with anything. But we basically broke every rule that didn't exist. So
do you have a cool Rick Sherrar story?
Oh, do I have one?
Yeah, can you tell us a little quick Rick?
So Rick Shiva Sharaj was a dear friend of ours, and he became a dear friend of ours because he would come and he'd play sitar at our events. I mean, sitar is hard to play. If you've never tried it and you want to try it,
no, I just watched the master. I just watched him, and like when he played to like sometimes an empty room, sometimes there's a couple. This one time I remember because I was doing a painting of him. I would erase that painting because it was like I just. Anyways, this is before he passed away, but like his music was very transcendent.
It was amazing. And then he went on to do like dub kirtan, and it was just like what? But yeah, he was a master grower who traveled the world developing the coconut kush strain, which he upon passing passed down to us. And that was like, wow, thank you. My God, is basically his life's work. It's like, here you go. I love you guys.
Wow.
It's been the best weed I've ever smoked in my life. And I used to call it attitude adjustment. No matter what was happening, upset, annoyance, headache, stomach ache, tired. If you smoke the coconut kush, it was like, it's all fine. Everything is just totally fine and perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Really a blessing. Like so much weed is, you know? So anyhow, he was the first person to come through the door. I mean, we, like you said, we hadn't even opened things, and you know, he opens the door. And it's back in the day where you would come with a duffel bag full of weed within the turkey bags.
Yeah.
You open it, you're like, oh, I miss that. And he was our first
Wow. I didn't know that.
vendor that became part of our collective.
Yes.
We did everything legal. We did, you know, we
No,
followed
that's what you had to do. You
the
were
rules that
like
were
the
there
pioneer.
were
You
followed.
dotted the T's and
The
crossed
rules
the
that were
I's.
not there, we did not follow. So yeah, he was amazing. He was a really great soul. He passed away, like, I don't even want to think how long ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like maybe 10 years.
What? Come on.
Yes, I
If I
know.
get some video, I'll try to put it up of him. But
That would be
yeah,
amazing.
I have a because I paid him back some money. I owed him for some weed before, and we met up in the Whole Foods parking lot, right? And he came drove. He was like 45 minutes late. So I was like, you know, it's Rick. So I'll just kind of, and I'm standing out in the fucking middle of, you know, I look very suspect after if he's just standing around for like a long length of time. But I was like, it's Rick, and it's getting dark. So he pulls up his car, like he's all, hey Brant, how you doing? I was all, hey Rick, and he gave me a because I owed him money. Wanted to pay him back, and he walks up to me, and I give him a hug, and he seemed really small, you know, really small and light, you know, his like, and I was like, here's your money. He goes, you want to buy any more weed with all that new money you got, Brent? He'd always call me Brent. He knew my name. And Brent. He's all Brent. I said, dude, I said, no, but if you want to front me some, or probably maybe those days are not, those are over probably. Because we instinctually sort of knew he didn't have long. And I was like, if you want to front me, you know, I'll do it. But I don't know. He's gonna be around for me to pay him back was the mindset. But great guy, very talented. I had a really we hung out at Burning Man just by ourselves on a boat, like the La Contessa one night with and
Not
he
my boat.
the which boat?
The space wench, not my boat.
Not no, this is a different one. You guys, I think this is the one that because we Burning Man once together, which was fucking hilarious. That's a whole other podcast to go to.
Really?
Oh, have you been to Burning Man lately?
I think you froze.
You froze
froze
too,
again.
but we're
I
back
froze.
now.
I don't have a lot of fears in life, but one of them is something that you would never think about, like back in the day. But it's like I don't want to freeze ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'll do it in slow motion. It'll look sexy, and I'll never. I'm gonna show you in the best light. Trust me. So, but have you been to Burning Man lately?
I was there at the last one. I took my baby girl. Sam and
Oh.
I took our baby girl.
Can you give us a story about that? How's it changed through? Because you've been a burner for a while. Like, when did you first go, and like, how's it looking now? Because I haven't been. I went like 4 or 5 years in a row, and I got burned out, so I didn't go back again. So, how's it is from the beginning to that? Where's it at now?
We have a new little art car that we're just obsessed with and love because it was something having been a part of a huge pirate ship that was a lot of responsibility eventually.
Oh, I remember that was a
phased
lot.
out
That's
of
a lot of work. That's a lot of fucking
a
work.
lot of work, and it was so much fun though. But it was
Totally.
but you know, there's a responsibility out there that, you know, people's lives are at risk if you're not doing things right.
Correct.
But yeah, that was an amazing time. We also after that created Cameltopia, famous camel toe fashion show. That was probably the most fun years. And then we would still hop
you have
on our
video
old
of that?
ship and go, hey guys, what's up? We're gonna go back to the fun over here.
Do you have any video of that I could pop on here?
I know that people out there have video. Just so you know, in the Woolsey fire in 2018, our entire lives burned to the ground. So everything, all our life's work,
All right.
everything gone in ashes in the wind. It only lives in our memories now. Super zen.
Yeah. How
Fire
did that's
zen.
kind of the Burning Man mentality. How did you get through that? Are you like how did you guys cope with that as a family? As a community?
I think we did pretty good. It's just really focusing on what was saved, which is our lives and our baby and our and realizing that all that other stuff, I mean, it's all replaceable in a way, or it had its place in time. Little memory things, those things hurt. Things I kept from school days, from when I was a baby, all the photos, all the videos, that stuff sucks. You can't go, I'm cool with it. It's like, I'm not cool with it. I'll never be cool with it. But every once in a while, people send me things where I'm like, this fills a little hole right here,
Oh, nice.
that in there. And, the holes are not as large anymore. They've been filled in a lot of different ways. So if you have any old photos of us, I love old photos. So, and any video especially. So anyhow, where were we?
Let's talk about because I like the acting stuff, but where you currently we're sort of in a current zone right now. So why don't we go into your Malibu 99 uh pot Malibu 99 High Art Collective. There you go, Malibu high tide, high tide, high tide, high tide.
So
So let's talk about how this industry and how you're rolling in it right now. Like because it is a very, very like I trimmed herb over in the Emerald Triangle. I made a little movie there while I was there, but I also broke my arm, and it became a very lawless place. So in dealings with your how your industry, how do you stay sane?
oh, this. And it all goes back full circle to the medicine. Um,
I mean, dealing with people like that, because it's a salacious business, right? There's people like that I won't go naming on certain
It
areas,
wasn't,
but
it
like
wasn't an industry when we first started. When we first started, we were being cool activists. We're like, let's do something awesome. Let's do art. Let's do, events. Let's do like screenings of, DMT. And I mean, one of our first exhibits was Pablo Amaringo, the godfather of neo-Amazonica art. And the exhibit was Ayahuasca Visions. And a lot of people at that time, I mean, this is 2008.
that was a
People
great
are
show.
like,
I stretched a
what?
couple of those paintings for you.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah,
Ayahuasca.
ayahuasca.
And
I did
so,
ayahuasca.
it takes, community and people you trust and stuff to bring things um, into the world, right? And so Pablo Amaringo trusted us with his art. It was his first North American exhibit. He died the day before. All his paintings
Oh,
sold. So, Brett, I know you're an artist. You're an amazing artist, but I just want you not to worry, because when you die, all your shit's gonna be worth so much.
I'd like to make it like sort of pay off while I'm alive. That'd be kind of nice.
Might not, and that's what I'm here to tell you today.
Oh shit! Is this a Brett's with Friends exclusive?
Yeah, Brett's mom, come over here.
Well,
Brett, you're an amazing artist. Don't give up.
that's the Van Gogh theory,
Oh,
because what's that?
right, the Van Gogh theory. It's not all,
I believe you
you're
can
gonna
be.
make it in your lifetime. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
so if you want to buy my
Don't
art, this is
worry
a good time to
about
plug my
delivery here.
brettwoods.com.
Come upstairs, honey.
Brettwoods.com. Buy my
Come
art.
to
I
the
am a
front
living
door
artist. I need your
and
money
then
to make
go
more
up all the
projects.
way. My delivery is here.
You want to get your food real quick?
No, it's weed.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We deliver.
Is it like is it Uber? No.
And we opened
Uber Herb.
now
Uber
world
Herb.
famous 99 High Tide. And so, hi, honey. What? Look, this is. Oh, come here. You can sit here for a minute. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I work at 99 High Tide. I'm a
Hi,
mermaid.
Eileen. Welcome to the show. This is Best with
mermaid.
Friends. Nice. My
I
bud
just
face.
A mermaid. Let's see what it
Uh-oh.
is.
We're doing an unboxing? Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's
It's
a
a
thing.
Best with Friends exclusive.
Oh, an
No, show it.
I'm unboxing. Hold on. Are you gonna add extra sound or should I
No, just do that. I'll put you on full screen.
like the sound?
They do like the sound.
I got
A wooden grinder.
wow.
Ah.
Beautiful,
Look,
not plastic.
Not plastic. Fuck plastic.
Ooh.
Our strongest.
What is this?
This is Richie Rich.
Love
And
Richie Rich.
I know Richie Rich.
Know Richie Rich.
I went to high school with Richie Rich. He's like a
Oh, make it rain.
I'll make it.
41%.
Oh, Richie Rich. He's in New York. That might be a different thing. But
Richie Rich flour
By Green Label.
from Green Label, who are our super favorites.
is that a sativa or indica?
Indica.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
I'll wait for tonight. Oh, and then this one, and it's ethically grown in California. Cannabis flower. Look at this Green Label.
Wagyu.
Pretty.
Wagyu.
I like how the packaging isn't like it seems like a minimal minimal carbon footprint, maybe a little bit
Everyone's trying, lighter.
light
Beach
fire.
days always. What
Nice.
other things can we unpack? How about the
Something to smoke out of.
it's
That's
a vase, but it's a bud vase. Get it?
It's a bod vase.
You can put flowers
Bud
right
vase.
here.
Yeah, you can put
Well, I just saw the mermaid tail. Okay, so it's 2 in 1. So when you're not smoking, you can put something in it.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
like, and you turn it around this way, and you're like, oh, look at that cute vase or vase.
Mhm.
Vase, yes.
And then you turn it around this way, and you're like,
Wow, that's people that may smoke weed are so inventive, I think.
hey, I'm gonna have to try this in a minute. But yeah, so then we created 99 High Tide, and Eileen is one of our mermaids, and we call them cannabis consultants. We don't use the word bud tender because it just always felt like bartender, like booze. It's like we're not giving you bad things, we're giving you good things, we're giving you medicine.
Yeah, it's that little tweak that makes a difference.
It is,
Mhm.
so
And so, how long have you been, guys? Have you
oh,
been?
your hair is gotten.
I know,
Wow.
like yours.
Thank you.
So, how long have you guys been over at the High Tide Collective? Like when did you open that, Yvonne?
We opened in
And-
2015.
2015 to now. So it's 20. So you've been open 8 years.
Design is just blown. It's been windy.
It's fine. It looks great.
It's an ocean view right there.
Oh,
You can
it's so
see it. It's just
beautiful.
really
It is so beautiful.
little foggy, and
Love it.
I had Ganesh there. And
So peaceful.
yeah, it's super peaceful.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much, honey. I love you.
Wait, can I ask her a question before she leaves?
Yes.
About like what's it like working at the 99 High Tide Collective?
It's so nice and peaceful. I love everyone that I work with. I love the products, and you meet amazing people and you get to help them and make sales. It's fun. It's a great app. It's like no other place that I've worked at. I love
Aw,
it.
Thank you.
And
hon.
what do you think about like are the clientele like can you are there a lot of are there tourists that coming through there a lot, or was it
Every day, lots of tourists.
Oh,
and
dude.
what's like, do you have a funny quick tourist story about it's like maybe somebody buying weed for the first time that is from someplace else?
Like, it's such a vibe here. They're like, we don't have this where I come from. Like, they're just so excited to be there, and they love the scent. They're always like, it smells so good in here, and they lead happily. Yeah, it's great.
Where's
Yeah.
do you get like where would you say that you are people coming there from all over the world, or like where's the
Texas
most exotic place you met somebody came from just to come to there?
today, Italy, Texas, New Zealand,
Wow.
just everywhere.
Nice.
Uh, North Carolina and New Mexico, everywhere
All around the world.
in the world.
Nice. Well, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for coming on and hanging out.
You're
That.
welcome anytime.
Okay,
Yay.
yay.
Yeah,
So we're still going. Let me.
got goodies.
Yay. We like treats. 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 So is
Um,
that like a sample pack that they send you?
well,
Or
no,
is
but
that a pack
well,
that
they do
somebody will
have
drop?
this thing called the tens. Graham, that's just you just grab and go. It's really cute. A lot of people love it. But this is a full eighth,
Um,
the Richie Rich, and Screen Label's awesome. We love
So
them so
where
much.
do you see this industry going now that you've been in it for like what, like a while now, and you're dominating this shit and a pioneer of this industry? Like, where do you see it going? Can you be like give us a little lens into that where you see it going?
Well, maybe first let's talk about where it's gone.
All right.
So we started as activists, created this, beautiful dispensary, the High Art. Then regulations came in, we shifted, pivoted, moved to our, hometown and of Malibu, where we had to, it was a lot of work to get the license here. What I thought would be fairly simple was probably one of the biggest battles, if you will, of my life. But I believed in it so much. And we also wrote one of the measures here in Malibu called Measure G, which legalized adult use. So that was a big endeavor that Sam and I and our dear friend Liz and all our mermaids at the shop and everybody really got together to make that happen, because that was a really crazy time where it's like, okay, but your city has to allow you to do it even though the state says you can't. It was just more, of the lame stuff, that of the hoops that we've had to jump through. But there were so many people that were so supportive in Malibu, and
That
that was
did that
awesome.
help give you the strength to continue to persevere?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was so easy to get signatures. You know how you usually like run away from like
Oh, they're
signature.
all here. No, quick. We need a
Yeah,
site.
right. And it's like we're here to save baby dolphins. You're like, oh, I'm busy.
Yeah.
But it was
We need
like it's
weed
yeah,
on
go.
in Malibu immediately.
But yeah, so we worked really hard. We got the signatures. We learned how to put things on a ballot. We learned how to, campaign and lobby and all the things you got to do. So it was like a little microscopic view of how our country runs and how the world runs. It's like you got to get in there to make certain changes or team up with people who can help make those changes. Since that we won in 2018 by a landslide
Yeah.
and adult use in Malibu. It's a blessing because anyone 21 and over can come in. You don't have to do the doctor thing anymore. But it's also a curse. Rick Shiva Shiraz, before he passed away, said literally one of his last words was, keep it in the gray. And I was like, yes, yes, Rick, yes, I understand. I voted no against Prop 64, even though it was against my own best interests. Being a dispensary owner, I was like, Rick and other people that I believe in, and you just saw the writing on the wall. And sure enough, we're here today. We're probably one of the last mom and pop shops.
Yeah, they're getting very corporate. Like in Oregon, when I'm over there, they got like big, like fancy signs.
Did I freeze?
You did, but it like sometimes when you freeze, it doesn't freeze on the thing.
Oh,
So
okay. But like if I freeze, I would love to like freeze like, or like, so
Like
Yeah,
like
you
it
know
got
what?
it's
I'm
gotten
gonna have to
corporate.
take a little puff for this one.
Yeah. Like it's
Well,
gotten
why
like,
don't we do mermaid?
I
Is
love
my
that.
pet face.
I love it. It's very, very vagina too.
Did you
Like
say
it looks like a clit,
word?
like
Did you say the V word?
the vagina.
Are you allowed to say the V word?
Well, we say all sorts of stuff on this show. this is this is this is not a Hollywood Disney event.
Okay, so to you, this mermaid
It's very sexual.
pattern is a vajayjay.
Well, it could look like that, but it's been a long time since I've seen one, so maybe I'm not. But I think you should smoke out of it for sure. Christen that puppy.
My back paws. My set design. All right.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna try the green label.
Nice. Can you get a light? It's wind. How's the wind over there? Will you be able to light it? You're a professional. You can light it in any circumstance.
I have this now thanks to Potent Goods. Feel like I'm doing a commercial for everybody. I just happen to have all this stuff around me.
Yeah, we want to hear about it. You're on the inside. You're about as close as it gets, man, to the new technology for weed. Come on.
True. So anyhow, I was saying, yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm glad people can get their medicine more easily, but most people can't afford it. You know, you got to really put that into your budget, put your medicine and your care into your budget. And I mean, 45% tax rate in Los Angeles. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
the powers that be, you know, it's like that's
And the roads are so fucked up here.
and I mean, I don't like to throw the word evil around casually, but it's definitely it's ill-intentioned, it feels. I do miss the gray days where it was just it's about the medicine and small farmers, small batch, mom and pops. You know, that's why it's so important. And people don't understand when people go buy local, buy, you know, small. It's like it really, really makes a huge difference. If you want to buy corporate cannabis from corporate people, I mean, that's up to you. If you want to sustain the few farmers that are left and the few mom and pop shops that are left, you know, maybe buy local.
And
You
do you think
support these things, it's time we do them, right?
totally, absolutely? It's always about mom and pop stuff, you know, farmers or wherever you know, it's support the locals. But you know, there's always going to be a corporate that's going to want to where the money is. You know, they're going to go to it, and that you know,
it's windy out here.
you want to go someplace else.
Get Buddha.
Oh shit! Is it okay?
Hello.
You can glue it back together.
I am Buddha.
I know, Buddha. How are you? Don't ask to suck my tongue.
Now and to the fuck out.
Well,
this is a little sad, but it's kind of cute how his head broke like that. Oh shit. Okay.
the Buddha makes many transformations in one's life.
Absolutely. You know, it's like I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that chaos in there. That
totally. I knew it was gonna happen, and still I risked Buddha.
Oh well, Buddha will have another day. It's a good Buddha. You can maybe turn that into a pipe.
It's funny when you're an actor, but you have to like do your own makeup, and I forgot the mascara and everything else, but there you have to do your own set design and lighting and.
Well, you're a filmmaker.
It's terrible. It's like the worst lighting right now. It's like sun right above, but
you look great. You look great. You look great.
Not fishing compliments, but thank you.
No, I wouldn't.
Now we can put it in a plant somewhere. So anyways, what were we talking about? This lameness of the industry. And again, like I was trying to say earlier, we this didn't start out as an industry. It was about being, you know, spiritually, you know, in tune with plant medicine and healing and activism and fun. I mentioned fun a lot because I mean, it's pretty much any regulation that takes away fun. It's probably not a good regulation. And by fun, I mean healthy fun, right? No one was getting injured, no one was getting hurt. You know, ganja never hurt no one. You know, it's right. It's never hurt anybody. It's only helped. So
I think it's great. Well,
it's sad. I wish we could go back to the gray days. But you know,
well,
we are here now and we will make
the
the best of it.
But we're persevering to the future, though. It's going to change. It's always the changing, you know, swirly thing of what takes and what doesn't take. Everybody, there's a lot of people that grow weed. What's the best way to grow your own weed?
Oh wow, I would say do research. Ideally get somebody who knows what they're doing to help
Not like
you.
a lot, just for like the housewife or the construction worker that wants to just have a plant to grow and smoke. Because pot is a beautiful, beautiful plant to smoke. Everybody should have pot in their house.
Oh, totally. You should decorate with pot. You know, ornamental.
I got my little guy right here. Thanks to Attaway, he gave me that. That's nice.
Oh, I saw that. I'm a little jealous. I feel like I should have two.
You decorate that whole back panel with fucking pot.
Totally.
You got 6 plants. 6 plants are legal, right?
Oh, the rules change every day. I'm not gonna put myself on.
Well, I will. I think it's like awesome.
Last I checked, you can grow 6 plants legally per APN, not per person, which was another lame thing of Proposition 64, because before you could grow 99 plants under the collective system, you know, and it's just lame all around. And I think it's okay for me to be
I remember this one story of this guy who was like a Beverly Hills, like young guy, like millionaire, probably came from a wealthy family. And he, before all this, do you remember this obscure story of when he would have pot plants all in this like huge, giant, like beautiful, like place in the Hollywood Hills? Pot plants were everywhere. Then he got busted. This is like right before all that shit. He had like 100 plants, and people were like, "Whoa, dude, what's he doing?" He was like, "Fuck it." He's like a, you know, like a 23-year-old millionaire in a fucking palace on the mountain.
He had 99 plants, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Every time we say 99 or it comes up organically, we should skip. So, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'll light my joint up. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Yay! The seasons are changing.
Hey, that was so fun. A delivery, a package, Brett.
Nice.
And so we should just do this all the time, honey.
You can do this anytime you want.
But like, I
It just took me 3 years to get you on the show.
Was it that long? Oh my god. I was waiting for the 99th episode.
I know. It all makes sense now, right?
Smoke. We just said 99.
I just didn't want to bug you. Sometimes when I ask people, I was like, "Oh, I'll stop asking if you want me to." I get it. I don't want to. I want this to be fun and easy. You know, I want it to be. I want people that come on the show to want to be on the show, but also I know timing is and bong hits are a thing. Nice.
As Buddha once said, no cough, no get off. Oh.
Oh shit. So do you want to do any besides helping me make Return to Sender, the new dark comedy feature film that I'll be directing, and Do you want to do anything more in the industry, or have you seen it? Do you not like it? Do you want to create, or do you want to just like where's the future of Yvonne and
Did
Seth?
you just say? Did you just say I'm in your film?
Maybe if we get it made.
Well, here's the secret to my new success as an actor. I don't audition. I don't network, and people are offering me roles all the time. I swear to God.
Really,
It's
take
like,
them. Are you taking them? What are you working on?
always, it depends. I'm very picky.
I know. What do you want to do? Like you're also a director and writer though too. So what do you have anything about like wanting to create your own project?
I always have, and I've had many scripts optioned and in various stages of development, and then just things didn't happen, and then all my work again burned in the fire, so it's kind of like starting over. But I have people who I sent it to, so I can find old scripts if I remember who I sent it to. But you know what, those we're always 10 years ahead of our time, Sam and I. It doesn't matter. Like we could pull something off the shelf from 10 years and it's now like relevant. People now, and like series like Beef, which I loved, are talking about doing psychedelics in the end and this and that. It's just like, yeah, we had a show about psychedelics over 10 years ago, but oh no, too racy. It's like, oh well, we have this series about weed. Now there's all of these series, and it's like, oh, that's too much of can't do that, or it's federally, who's gonna sponsor, who's gonna do commercial. It's like, so it's
So what do you think about the Hollywood industry? Isn't just creating your own projects where it's at? Like media's changed
I
from
think
when
so
it started
too.
to now.
I think so too. Right now, my screenwriting brethren are marching, and I'm in a full support. But I'm also in full reality that, oh shit, guys, have you checked out AI? It's like, oh, I'm not gonna say that. Rewind. Right now I think great work. I think AI can help you with your great ideas. Maybe it'll even give you a great idea, but you still need to have a heart and a soul in what you're doing.
Well,
And
there's somebody that said something to the effect it's going to come to a point where you're going to have to say a disclaimer on the front of the media or whatever you're watching or consuming your whatever your podcast or your movies that this was an AI generated product, not a human product.
like, is that what we need to happen?
You'll have to go. This is not a human product.
Is that what we want to happen?
Well, I'd like to know the difference, but it'll probably be obvious at some point. It's just like when
I had that gum on the
PG-13.
side of my mouth the whole time.
Huh?
I had a little cookie before we started, and I had a little crumb here this whole time.
The whole time. If I had animation,
I try not to be vain. Don't look in the mirror. It's like it's
I know it's hard.
My own lighting, my own makeup, my own set.
I know it's hard as a I know, I get it. As a performer, performers are the hardest to do on the podcast because they're always aware of the camera. So you as
not to be. That's why I'm looking at you. But
I'm not your temple. I'm
people looking and going, oh, okay, hold on, and then.
No, you look great. If like.
Anyways. No, it's been an incredible experience being an actor. I've been living my dream.
Sorry, hold on. Give me a second. Oh, that's funny.
My girlfriend, Sammy girl, she once I remember I booked this role on a series, and she's like, do you know what the odds are of that happening? And she's like, just think of all the people who wanted to be in this series or just in any series, and then think of the people who have tried and acting classes in this, and then the people who got even further and got a headshot, and the ones who actually had an agent or were able to send that headshot in, back in you put it in the mail days, and that casting director opening and then them giving you the chance to audition, and then you getting a call back, and then it's such a process that when you put it that way, you're like, oh my God, wow. you know, anyone who's ever done anything, it's like pat yourself on the back, give yourself a big hug because you know you're blessed, and that's like a little bit of magic surrounding you, you know.
I don't
So
know. As I've gotten older, I feel like the reaching for the grail doesn't exist beforehand. I made movies when I was a child. I'll make movies now as an adult, and I've never stopped. So reaching for the grail that doesn't exist and creating your own projects. Like when we grew up, being a child, I remember like wanting my own network or where we could play and do whatever we want. Now we have that. And so it's like reaching for to do something like Marvel movie or Batman, or it's not what I like in a, because we were watching things as a child, and those were the inspirations of the things that you would want to do, like Ray Harryhausen, Jason the Argonauts, Groucho Marx, Buster Keaton, Friends, things that stimulated the energy of imagination. But to actually get to that thing would have to rip your soul out of your body and put it back in. And but now where we can do what we wanted to do in the first place, which was be like an organic, fun, get your friends together and have a
irreverent,
fun thing.
fun, organic, just do what you want.
Yeah,
So
we can do
short.
that now. There's no
I think we're
corporate
so
situation.
blessed in a way that I mean, we did a lot of great projects and stuff, and still want to do a lot of great projects. And
Zippoppers.com was amazing in its day.
what?
Zippoppers.com was amazing in its
For
day.
that, yes, ahead of our time. See, uh, yeah, you know, it's funny because time is really the true value, right? Is really the gold. It's the and now it's like, well, do I want to spend 3 years writing a script and then pitching it around town and trying to get it made and all that for it to like a blockbuster film, like maybe for the money? I don't know, like it's too short. You don't want to do things just for the money. I'm with you. Let's just do the fun organic things we always wanted to do.
Yeah, and
Right.
like in the day, it was like remember that movie Sex, Lies, and Videotape?
Yeah.
That was the one that kind of kicked it off a little bit, right? That kicked
Oh,
off independent
sure.
filmmaking because it became a blockbuster in its time, and that's when everybody got the oh fuck independent filmmaking, let's go. And you got your Robert Rodriguez. You know, talk a little bit about that guy. No, and
What about women filmmakers?
and women filmmakers. But like what would be the best project that you'd want to see yourself direct, produce, write, or something? What would be, without giving you a detail, so a way of an idea that you would be taken, but what like even outlet of media would you want that to look like?
Are you trying to steal my ideas, Brett?
No, no, not at all, not at all.
It's
But
such a horrible part of the industry. You've had it happen to you, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I've had it happen to me. I've seen friends go through it, and you develop this thick skin. Like, well, I'm really glad they loved my project so much that they stole it. Like, wow,
My movie's been made by 3 different filmmakers using ideas and dialogue, and there's nothing you can do. If there's somebody, if because I checked it out with this entertainment lawyer, but it has to be so much of that movie that is your like documented yours, that if they scramble it up, even dialogue or instances there, and like we won't go there. Well, we already are here.
We're already here, and it's just, again, people are, with the whole AI thing. Whose is whose? It's like that picked something
That's
up.
going to be a whole different ball game.
It's all, but in a way, I mean, if you look beyond the fears of it, like it could be really awesome. And
I just watched this Joe Rogan thing with Miko Kiyoko, the quantum physicist.
oh, I didn't see it. I heard it was good.
Damn! Whoa! I put it on, and I couldn't stop watching for 3.5
What's your
hours.
takeaway so that I don't have
the lands. No, you should watch it. He's the Albert Einstein of our generation or our life. I do believe. He is super fucking smart and articulate, but he basically what's about to happen is we're going to quantum computing, which will change the very fabric and landscape of reality.
So I have math anxiety, and when I hear computing and anything
It's
number,
quantum computing. It's like
goes
it's
down.
big. It becomes like this. Well, we are gonna have to lean into it. It's where we can't. It's not gonna stop. This is not. This
You know,
is
for my
gains. It's the combustion engine is going forward at an accelerated rate.
ranch in the middle of nowhere, and just having some chickens, and I'm
Well, but
vegan.
we have to lean into it, right? We have to
Right.
lean into it because it'll help the animals as well. It'll help industry. It's not like what's that, Terminator? It's like it's gonna be much prettier than that. Like
That's
creating
what
things
I
that
was
create
saying.
creating things that are like, oh, I never thought of that before.
Yeah, totally. I think there's going to be a lot of beauty to it. Um, although Terminator would be kind of fun, right? In a
I
like,
think we
no
already did that.
way, we're in Terminator, like for real.
No, no, dude. We don't want to have. I don't want to be shooting fucking robots and fucking like you know.
Um, it could turn that way.
But well, I mean, if you look at Metropolis, the old movie from the old sci-fi movie, and see how they interpreted the future, it's probably there's an equation there that makes sense how we perceive that future. How it's not like, you know, as I think, I don't know, life is a beautiful thing. I think
Well, dystopian futures are much more fun to see in a sci-fi movie, right? It's like you don't want to go see a movie where like, oh my God, it's all amazing and perfect.
well, because there's always chaos in the perfection. It seems like I don't know where.
Why is perfection the goal?
Well, it was already perfect in its inception, though. It's like the computer that is a planet Earth, that is this organic thing that gave birth and peopled us to existence, and the other billions of different species. Yes, 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 my baby's mermaid. Yes, yes, yes. Um, that it's like we're just a product of the planet, and you can't.
Redwoods. We're just a product of the planet. Quotable quotes. Let's smoke. Just for the record, my daughter and my husband and all the pets went to the beach so that I could have this special time with you, because otherwise I wouldn't be smoking, in front of my child.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for, I know it was a lot of, we kind of had a little rigmarole on, I just didn't want to bug you. But I also wanted to do this episode because you're 99 and this is 99 episode.
You said 99. I think that counted. You said it.
I did. It did. I'm smoking too. So, when people start breaking down the, because cannabis and the flower into the crackle or whatever, it seems like it would be a smart move to break it down from a flower into a gel or a oil or something like that. And does that, if we look at the industry now, like in like 5 years, with the science of technology infused with cannabis, what kind of shit is going to be coming out of that? Like we're gonna like techno retrofit that thing like hardcore, right? No,
Derek,
come closer to the camera. I'm sorry.
I mean, what was your question exactly?
It's like, where's the technology of marijuana going? Like the science of it, like breaking it down from different forms and making more higher potent like oils or different ways to smoke it.
The possibilities are infinite. I mean, in just a few years, we have, pain creams and solventless hash and infused joints, tinctures, oils, all just a few short years, all that stuff has the Rick Simpson oil. There's so much, and beauty products, there's just so much that has happened in a few short years that have been mastered you know, or at least packaged lovely. And I think that's just the little tip of the iceberg. I mean, people still don't know about RSO, about Rick Simpson oil. And you're not allowed to say it cures cancer, you know, because
Do
you
you,
can't.
do you eat it as edible? Is that the way you do with it?
It's a very highly concentrated cannabis paste, if you will, and anyone can make it. But don't you have to? I'll have to give you the correct link to be able to do it right.
Describe it.
If you don't do
Yeah.
it right, I think you know
Well,
there's some
people can do their own.
combustion involved, and you don't want
People
to.
can hear that name and do their own investigation.
Yeah, I disclaimer. I cannot just no
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it. um, and he did put some videos out there back in the day, but you know a lot of people still don't know about that. And now let's transition. It's all about plant medicine, right? We've known that forever, and now people are like, oh, okay, wait, I can do this all natural cannabis, or I can take these drugs made by who, what. um yeah, I'm gonna go with the all natural cannabis.
Yeah. Uh-oh, you froze.
Voted against it, or were cops or that arrested people for it, or were just super anti, or were in, very, religious, and it wasn't okay. And now they're like, all right, wait a minute, what's this cannabis thing? So that's a wonderful thing to have seen that tide turn and to have been a part of that whole
Yeah,
world. And that's
my stepfather had cancer, malignant myeloma, but for some reason, the status quo, I thought he should be smoking weed, but and I was trying to get him to smoke some weed, but it was not PC at the time, and
yeah,
I was like, and that would later. I wish I would have had him. He should have been stoned the whole fucking time.
right.
This is also like,
Sorry.
yeah, he's a good guy. Johnny Leonard, he's a good guy. Um, the man that raised me, not my biological father, two different things. But
A good sense of humor, because you have a good sense of humor.
I think both Johnny Leonard had a good sense of humor, and Bill Woods Senior had a good sense of humor. But you become your parents in a way, right? like as much as you don't want to be, you have traits that they and like I like about my half brother one time, my Bill Woods, my biological father in Oregon, and he would complain he was such a he looked like him first of all, and except he was bald, and and he was so like not like him, he was exactly like him. He had the same like boxed up things of like ornate objects or dolls in their boxes on a wall, collecting objects without taking other packages, and
Wow.
just to have things. And he was cooking chicken and he burnt it and got really mad. So that was all those things are very much like like my biological father. So, but he hated him because my father had lots of babies by different women across the country. So there was a whole line of
So you have a lot of half siblings.
yes. Yeah. It's funny yeah, it's a but everyone's doing the best they can, right? Everyone's just trying to make it through this fucking reality, right?
Totally.
Doing the best they can with the
Absolutely.
time that they do it and stuff like that. So the
Absolutely.
state of the state of the industry. So what's your next project? What are you working on now that you can divulge, and what do you want to talk about let's try to like maybe do another 10 or 15 minutes and kind of wrap it up, and unless you wait a little longer, we can talk about anything you want.
Ever. No, I mean, I don't want to end the whole cannabis industry talk on a bummer.
No,
You
no,
know,
no,
what's
no,
that?
it's a beautiful thing, but like you're on the inside.
Thing, the taxes are a massive bummer and horrible and greedy. The corporate takeover, I mean, it was predicted, and sure enough it happened, and it's just ew. And then the corporate weed, that's why we source a lot of small farms, outdoor cannabis, outdoor grown, smaller companies, female owned companies, minority owned companies. It's the only way we're all going to survive, if we want to stay in this industry. um, I feel super blessed to have been a part of it, ushering in the legalization days. But it's maybe time to shift or add on with the other plant medicine and the other alternative healing methods that we know about, like psilocybin and DMT, ayahuasca. And now it's all okay to talk about that. We've been talking about it since we opened our dispensary in 2007 on Abbot Kinney. I've seen miracles happen. I've seen people healed from cannabis, from Aya, from mushrooms, from all of it. And I think we're at a really important time in history where people are trying to do to mushrooms what they did to cannabis. And I think everybody microdose for whatever their ailments are. I think they just gave out a license in Oregon and for mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms are the next.
But it was very pricey, something like, again, don't quote me, but I saw like thousands of dollars for like a session, and I'm like, what? Come
Yeah,
on.
I talked to somebody.
I'll hold your hand. We'll pray. We'll get through this.
You know what? I actually have a very interesting little tidbit to say that, to interject. I don't mean to interrupt, but it's actually, if I don't say it now, I might forget. But I recently talked to a good friend of mine's wife, who is very corporate, right? It's all corporate world she's in. And she's like, I forget her nationality, but gosh, whatever. But she's super cool and chill, but she's going to do a session like that. She's going to go, and I asked her why she would do that, and instead of just paying all that money, I'll take her out to nature and just have but that's the corporate, like a structured, like in a room with a person. That's what she's used to.
About set and setting. Hello.
I know, but like that, I would never want to be in a one room with somebody telling me
with someone who's like, wait a minute, are you like, who are you, right? Where's your knowledge from?
Well, apparently she comes very. I know I'm not with that at all, but I can understand her perspective on it, because she's used to.
Yeah, she wants it safe. She thinks it's safe that way. She wants it clean, structured. I get it.
But if you just take it and go hiking under waterfalls for 5 hours, you'll be fine.
Right. The most important thing is we have to make sure that psilocybin doesn't go down the path that cannabis did, where a lot of greedy people are trying to profit from it, i.e., our government. But again, our government is, it's we the people, so we have the final say. We saw what happened with cannabis. It did not work out. All that none of the taxes went to, are they getting people out of prison? That was a huge. Is it going to anything? No. All our tax dollars in cannabis went to feed a bureaucratic, machine, like creating, committees and councils and, bureaus and oversight committees. And it was just like, crazy. So I don't know. I think we just have to talk about it. I see a lot of my friends online going, yay, psilocybin and venture capitalists, and this is going to be huge. And I'm just like, it's like,
yeah, well, that's the whole, I believe in psilocybin is that'll be the truth marker on that. Because I mean, you can do what it's a medicine. It's a really, gigantic thing in this planet to have that, because I think that's helped with the evolution of man. And this is, if it's done this so far, if it does, that smart ape theory, thing, if any of that even has a glimpse of like truth, I think mushrooms will show the way, and you could trust them, but like there shouldn't be, some people, I used to think when I did mushrooms that everyone should do mushrooms, but like I then would later find out that maybe some people shouldn't do mushrooms because if they have a history of schizophrenia,
Microdose, but doing like RX
or in the wrong environment, or with people that want to harm you, or there's lots of different variables, but it can be very truthful. But the best way to do mushrooms is by far by yourself in a contained experience where you can be creative and walk around and take a shower and take a
people that
bubble
you
bath.
love, and you're just having
It's a special experience. It's special experiences. You got to take it like ceremony.
Absolutely. And then
Or
there
you
are
can go see
the
Avatar 2
stuff
in
that
IMAX on 3D with it and have a fucking perfectly great time.
I like being in nature with mushrooms. I think it's almost critical.
Yeah.
Like it can go south real quick, like with people and technology.
Well, you're so in your head, and it's such a personal experience that sometimes you don't want to babysit somebody, and you don't want to have that because you're trying to like use it as an extringent, like you're trying to decompress and process on a quantum level what the fuck is happening with me on planet Earth. What just happened? Just let me have one sacred space for a second, and not have other influences like have a canvas or write, but don't go to your phone or on the computer unless you're going to have a good time. But like a bubble bath and bath salts, candles, lavender, mushroom, incubus sort of situation, beautiful.
Yeah,
but also running on a nice trail underneath the waterfalls is good too. Okay, it's all good.
Right.
Just use them correctly. That's all I'm saying.
I think we have a really exciting world ahead of us, and the decriminalization of psilocybin will be very exciting. It definitely won't have the pushback that cannabis did because there was no reefer mushrooms, madness mushrooms, it was reefer madness, not mushroom madness. I think if people had grown up with that, they'd be like, wait a minute, what? But a lot of people don't have experience with mushrooms. And so they're like, oh, okay, you microdose them. It's okay, that's fine. So that's one good thing about it. Again, I'm torn with the whole venture capitalist world of mushrooms and people already like, yeah, our money. And it's just like, slow it down, guys. This is about like healing and mental wellness. And yeah, that's where I'm going. So my new thing is work on my projects that I love, my creative projects, my screenplays, produce things that we love, higher consciousness type projects, comedy, which is a state of higher consciousness. And then as far as the cannabis world, just continuing doing this beautiful 99 high tide in Malibu with our mermaids, and it's as long as we can. It's such a beautiful space, and it's so awesome in so many ways to be a part of it and just helping the community. So continuing to do that, and then also maybe what's the next big thing. And while people are maybe trying to figure out how to make money off of mushrooms, I'm going to ideally attract people who are trying to figure out how to get mushrooms to people for free.
Dose the world.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, they should be easy to grow. And I just recently did like it's called penis envy mushroom, the big white ones. I've never had those because I usually do liberty caps, right?
The death caps.
What's that?
Death cap.
Wait, what?
The big white ones, or it could be
Well, they call penis envy ones. I think that's the correct name for some reason. They're a
okay.
different type of. That's the actual name. I didn't name that, but like I'm used to doing Liberty caps, you know, golden caps, and that one had a like. That was the first time I tried a mushroom, that had a different effect. It wasn't as visual. It was more of a body high, and I went and saw Avatar 2 in 3D on
Oh,
IMAX
what
with
was
it.
that like?
Better than the 2D version for sure.
Oh, 3D. I saw it in 3D too.
Yeah. Did you smoke weed or do mushrooms when you did it?
I may have smoked some herb, but no, I didn't do any.
Okay. Well, if you do it with, you know how the story is really bad and the dialogue is really bad. If you do it with mushrooms, you don't care about any of that. It's
Oh,
just all
really?
visual.
See,
Like the
usually on mushrooms, I focus on that stuff. Like I'm like, whoa, that acting is so like
no, you
just
forget about
so
all that shit. You
natural.
forget
But
about it.
it could go sideways. That's why I said if there's technology involved, I can be like, whoa, that's not a true. Oh no, they're acting. Oh, they're
Oh
trying
no,
to.
no, you forget that's the thing that mushrooms erased. Erased all that. It was just all about the visual. It could have been a silent movie.
Wow,
Could have
wow,
been I think they'll do like a, you know how Wizard of Oz was played with Pink Floyd, in the
yeah.
right context. If we're gonna have, there'll be shows in the future of that on IMAX, uh, and with a sort of a Pink Floyd or whatever of the band that matches that, and everyone will be on mushrooms.
Oh,
That's a Breaths of Friends exclusive future read. Somebody will do it. Mushroom, IMAX, orchestra, Avatar 2, no dialogue. You don't need the dialogue. The dialogue and the story are shit. You don't need any of that.
you don't need any of it. You just need nature and your own avatar world, which I'm in.
Do you believe we're living in a simulation?
Um, wow. You know what? I'm open to all of it. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm not liberal, I'm not conservative. I'm like, I'm listening, right? I'm listening. I'm not judging. I'm not like, I'm with this side. Um, I think
It's looking very futuristic, isn't it? Isn't it like even by the minute, it seems like we're living in like that kind of quasi future thing that we thought we would be in as a child. I don't know. There's a lot of echoing. You know, it's a like echo of like the space and place and like we're here and life is finality and enjoy every moment that's happening right now.
oh, absolutely. Like, you know, Ram Dass, be here now. That's such a mantra. Be here now. Look where we are. We're right here, right now.
I know.
But are we? Um, so yeah, I'm fine. I'm oh as long what I'm trying to say is I am open to all possibilities and all ideas and my rigidness, if I've ever had rigidness, which I'm sure I have, is just like no judgment, no rigidness. I'm open to it all. And you know, it's all possible, right? It's all
I think it's
possible.
all happening right now. That's the ridiculousness of it. The acceptance of like this is like the Star Wars that we saw as a child, but it look how it manifests in this reality. Like sometimes when you're at your house, you see a plane in the night covering the the night sky with the you know the landscape of the illuminated dots that are houses that have lights on. When you see this thing flying in the sky, drinking your margarita or like having a beer or smoking a joint, you're like, oh, this is pretty wild.
I mean, we live in a very dark canyon, and the stars here are incredible. But there's one that shows up every once in a while where I'm like, come on, guys, you're not even trying to hide anymore. It's totally a UFO. It's not even a star. I'm like, you know what? Do some research, guys. Stars don't blink with different colors like that. But
Well,
now
I was staying in a place in
crazy
town.
time. Are we in crazy time now? Did you say 99?
Yeah. So I know we want to start to get out of here, but you're touching on a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, is UFOs.
Really?
and extraterrestrial, multidimensional beings. And
We should have an episode where we talk about all my encounters.
can you give us one before we leave? Dare we?
I don't know if I should. It's such a part of my childhood that I tell friends every once in a while when the time is right, the mood is right. It's like a perfect sequitur, but why don't we hold it for one of your other episodes where you'll bring on more than one guest and we'll talk about it?
All right, I can dig it. I can dig
Right?
it. I can dig it. I can dig it. Let's leave him hanging a little bit. We've covered a lot of things,
We did.
but I do believe we are in a multiple dimensional reality. As the sums definitely are bigger than the parts, or vice versa. You know, we're more than what meets the eye. Absolutely.
Well, what's really funny is you can manifest anything you want, and that's the fun that I'm having right now. I'm definitely living my best life ever, as they say. And it's like, sometimes, like you said, I'm just like, wait, what? How did that, It's like, life is good.
Yeah, it's like sometimes like when you have those
And at some point, we're told, well, that can't happen. You don't, it's like there's no magic. And so I think rediscovering our magic and how powerful we all are is is the next step to really getting into one of these worlds that you're describing.
oh, we're in it. We're in it.
Yeah.
This is not a
We're
dress
we're
rehearsal.
in one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Here, I'll
so.
tell you one theory of death that I've always had
Oh
as
yeah,
a little child. And we'll end on this happy death note. No.
yeah.
As a
I like it.
child, I always, without knowing how I knew, well, that's still the thing, knowing things without knowing how I know them. But as a child, I just always felt and knew that when you die, you die in this reality, but then you go into a parallel universe where you're not dead and life still goes on, but it goes in a different direction, possibly, right? A lot of layers of dimensions. So that perhaps those dimensions, I don't know, maybe they're levels that you get before you go to the big heaven in the sky, or maybe this is heaven, or who knows? It's also exciting, just be a good person, be good to other people and animals, love them, don't eat them, and you know,
What's you're vegan. What's can you talk us through a little quick easy recipe for people that would like to try a simple vegan meal? And
absolutely.
make it
Basically,
awesome.
make everything you're making now, just take out the flesh, the death, the animal.
Carrots and vegetables, or tofu and teriyaki, or
Whatever, however you make what you're making now, just
like breads and lots of
right.
bread.
And it's like, I don't think we should call it meat anymore because meat kind of sounds cool. Meat. It's like, let's call it flesh. Like, people come to your table, they're like, will you be having, do you have like these things that irk you? This is one of them. Here it comes. It's like,
Is there a
hi,
way to be a vegan cheaply
like
though?
protein with that? Ew. Shut up. Look up the protein lie. We don't need a lot of protein, first of all. And second of all, it's like, no. And I was like, oh, you mean flesh? Yeah, no, thank you. No flesh for me. I make it a point. It's like, just say what it is. Protein. Ew. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I promised myself I would.
Ah! Oh,
I
no,
ruined the podcast.
no, you just no, no. No, it's good. It's people I know, vegan friends. Anyways. Yeah, I get it. There's a whole thing.
You paint the buffalo. How are you not vegan, my friend?
I don't know, man. It's like I try to eat when I do eat meat, I try to eat really nice pieces of meat. You know, I don't try to get I like I don't know. It's a conundrum. Like I have friends that are vegetarian, but I also like if I go extravagant.
What's
But
that?
I mean, I do like was that with the baby the fish eggs,
Caviar?
caviar. I do like eating caviar. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's a thing. I
You're
guess I get
eating the offspring, the children of a fishy that never did shit to
I
you.
know, but it's a special occasion. It's not like every day I'm eating caviar.
You watch these nature shows. What? I missed that. What'd you say?
No, it's not like every day I'm eating caviar. Um,
I
but
missed. You said
I'm
something and you laughed.
I'm I'm not eating caviar every day.
Well, that's good.
Well, one would
That to
think that I
me is success right there.
um, but yeah, I try to eat lean meat, but every once in a while I need some protein. You know, my life has been fucking nuts these last like fucking 5 years.
Hey, would you like-
Everybody else's as well. I know I'm not alone. I'm not playing a victim here. But so we're living in the future basically. Psychedelics are possible. Everybody's available to get them. They should be eating them. If you have signs of schizophrenia, please approach it minimally and approach it as a medicine and
I feel
not
like you should have
party drug.
your church of psilocybin. Brett
I
Wood's
love.
church of psilocybin.
Well, I remember just loving. I mean, I took to mushrooms like a duck to water, and but like acid was a different thing. But the first time I ever took acid, I took 4 hits.
You
That was
know,
the best. That was the best trip. I had the greatest time. I talked to a cat that night telepathically.
oh, I
I
love
met
it.
one of my best friends that would later I would move to LA with,
Aw.
and who would later die, unfortunately. But like that was it was like a confirmation of everything you know. Because like I grew up pretty like goody two shoes a little bit, you know, because of that, you know, like not want to do bad things. No, me.
Oh,
Like I woke up a little. I feel like I was a bit of a late bloomer because like I didn't want to do certain like oh that's bad. No, I would never do something like that. And but then when I did acid, because I did that before mushrooms, that was a confirmation that I wasn't necessarily wrong. Oh okay, it was a confirmation that I was playing it correctly for that time. But now that I know this, it was actually I knew that there was more to that reality than meets the eye. And so it was like, oh, I knew this space existed. It's nice to be back.
whatever stoner. I'm just kidding.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Does it make
Oh
sense?
no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like a confirmation. It can be a very healing thing. If you think you're
Oh,
alone in
it's
the world,
totally. Oh my God, I wouldn't take back my psychonaut days for anything. I mean, so blessed to have experienced all those moments, all those revelations, all of it. I think everyone should try psychedelics. But like you said, you know, if people do have severe mental issues, think that has to be approached more gently or very micro, guided by not a medical person, but somebody who knows about psychedelics and how to help people through things if they need help.
I was thinking about doing something like that, like helping people if I got a thing, but I don't know how that would work. Like I would rather put that energy into. I think psychedelics like that mushrooms is a self-feeding thing. That's the beauty of it. Like in psychology, the psychologist is just is what they're all the whole point from what I gather. And I'm no psychologist at all. Or these are you know, but like what they're trying to get to is your self trigger, right? The thing that triggers the domino effect of like the realization to the end of why you want to connect and disregard that
Have
specific
you
thing.
done ayahuasca or DMT?
Yes, both.
What do you think you've gotten the most from in your entire life? Put cannabis aside because I feel like cannabis is kind of like a mom looking over everything, you know,
It is a mom.
a gentle mom or a grandma, you know, just lovey dovey. And the other ones are the ones that are teaching you the lessons, you know, like father or grandpa peyote, you know, and you know, not so always nice mother Aya, you know. It's like you're gonna learn these lessons, but I love you, but you're gonna go through it.
Well, I think when you do those things, if you're set yourself up to do that, you're kind of like putting yourself in the position of that. You're like you've already okayed it. You know, you've driven to the location. You have probably went through your own brain to see what brought you to that moment and why you want to do it. And but like each of those things, ayahuasca is completely different than peyote. Peyote is different than fucking mushrooms, and ayahuasca.
one I know, but which one have you gotten, cannabis aside, the most growth, mental, spiritual, the
Probably
most
mushrooms.
aha moments? Mushrooms, really?
Well, the peyote thing was really great too. They're very individualized because they're very they're different psychedelics and different examinations. Like when I did like ayahuasca, I was in the Amazon, and it was with a ritual with a shaman. It wasn't like some Topanga, you know, hippie stuff. You know, not that it's bad, but it was with a real dude, right? And there was a very ceremonial aspect to it. And we did trek out there in a canoe, and we didn't know what to expect. We were a bunch of whiteys and there's other people that were different nationalities on our trip, but like how we approached that off the canoe in the middle of the night was very ceremonial in itself. You know, it was very like you're putting yourself in a situation, and we're in the Amazon jungle, and it was a beautiful experience, but definitely not like the same experience as a mushroom trip or a peyote trip. Peyote is very uh like the graphics that you get in a room with like ayahuasca was very cinematic, like, but once you try to attach yourself to that image to try to look at it finite, it would go away.
I
So
keep my
you have
eyes closed always.
I'm not sure what was
So like
happening.
one of these days I'll open them, but you don't need to. I mean, you can see
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
eyes closed.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to imprint the spirit world onto like exactly where I was. I just wanted to go like, I'm going in, I'm with you, you're with me.
Exactly. Well, me as a detail guy, I want to look at what's actually being shown to me, and so with like I try to grab it mentally,
Eyes
it would
open.
like it would go away. So you had to learn to not try to grab it. You kind of like had to like look at it sideways for a second so you could actually see it. It was a weird thing. It was
There's a lot of humor in psychedelics, you know, a
yeah.
lot of comedians in the spirit world. But why don't we leave them wanting more?
All right, let's do it. I think this is a great episode, Yvonne.
Was it?
I think
Is
so.
it?
I think did we get everything out? Is there anything else we want to plug? Do you want people to find you on Instagram or Facebook or
Oh, you do that?
99 Tide
Okay.
High Tide?
Yes, here. I don't want to pitch my own shop.
Please pitch, baby,
I have
pitch,
a
pitch.
friend that just wanted to come and pitch it for me. Hello.
Oh shit! Oh, you're getting me crazy. I had a
Hi.
puppet earlier.
My name is Purple. And I'm looking for some purple weed. And I found it at 99 High Tide in Malibu, where there's mermaids and surf and crystals and kind, loving people and the best weed in the world. Come by. That's my commercial.
I love it. Perfect. I love it. What's your dragon's name? Purple.
I don't know. I just called it Purple. It's my daughter's. What's her
It's
name?
Purple the dragon.
Oh, it looks like a cassowary, so it's called baby cass. We saw real cassowary, another episode, I'll tell you that. It's the closest relative to the velociraptor. It's like, what?
Nice.
So this looks just like it, only small.
And
So her
purple.
name is Baby Cass, actually.
Baby
Hi,
cat.
Baby Cass.
Baby cat. All right. Well, this has been a load of fun. How do we end something so special? How do we do
Oh,
it?
we just keep it going, but just
Does it end? Does it really
disconnect,
ever end?
like stay spiritually connected.
I love it. Well, it's so great to reconnect with you as well on a human level. This is the most we've ever talked alone in quite some time. So I really
The
appreciate
time I was in your shower removing the remnants of
you had to do it. You had to
zippoppers.com.
bring it back to zippoppers.com.
Hey, full circle, baby.
You can only do this because you know the footage doesn't exist anymore.
You know what? We
Well,
can
no
have
one will ever see that.
AI. We can have AI recreate it.
Hey, silly things have been done, you know. We'll see what the future holds. I mean, but I feel like with when they do those 3D printing,
Yes.
you know, that on a larger scale is gonna look wow, go wow. We're entering to the new phase of reality. Like if you were to bring somebody back from the 1920s and show them this right now, their head would explode. You know what I mean?
Because of me.
Yeah, purple. All right.
Um,
So do you want people, did we already do your Instagram and your Facebook?
no,
Did we do
no,
that?
we are 99 High Tide in Malibu, and our Instagram is 99 High Tide, and our website is 99hightide.com, right?
That's why we did this episode the way we did it. I love it. Well, I love you. Tell Sam I love him.
I
Tell your
will.
daughter I love purple. And let's see each other in the present.
Yeah, were we not in the present this whole time?
No, but I just want to keep it. I used to say see each other in the future, but the future doesn't exist yet. So I'm trying to curb myself to say I'll see you in the present.
I will see
present day.
you in 1999 on the Venice boardwalk under the canopy about to pop that zit. And that's how I'll always remember you, Brett.
Thank you. Thank you. That's high praise. And that's actually how I will always think of you. Popping that goiter on that guy's fucking back among an audience of thousands. There was video. It was documented. This is not a fable. If they ever do a Yvonne DeLoRosa biopic, that'll definitely have to be in there.
Please God, no.
Who would you get yourself to play you in a movie? Deborah Ortega?
Oh, is she the one that's being Wednesday?
Yeah.
Jenny Ortega. I
Yeah,
think.
she's the number one actresses in the world right now.
So lovely and cool. I don't know. I'd like to see her lighter side. I'm more of a light character. I'm sure she could do it. And who else? I don't know. Exciting.
Well, I can't wait to see your upcoming projects. I'm sure you got a lot going on.
I do, and I'm excited, and just always grateful for all of it, and for this sacrament that we chose to use in our 99th episode today.
I know. This is
99.
Oh, we got smoke. Oh fuck. I'm out of weed. I rolled all my joints. I just got I have to roll a new joint to smoke with you.
What's your address? We deliver.
Well, I'll tell you that off air.
Okay.
But yeah, you can I'm over here in Hollywood right now. We'll see how long it lasts. But at an art studio, we're gonna do an art show here soon.
Oh, awesome.
I'll let you know about it. But
well, I love you, and I'm so glad we got to do this.
Yeah, this is fun, right? That wasn't that bad, right? It was pretty casual.
That wasn't bad at all. I just,
you're running a major
more other things, like a bounce, the mascara.
No, that's for your own podcast. When you start your own podcast up,
service.
You can set it up. Do you think you'd ever do a podcast for yourself?
Well, I've been talking about it a lot. A lot of people have wanted us to do one or to produce one for us. So that's just another thing on the list of like, yeah, we should.
Do you like it? Do you like the
it?
format? Do you like it?
You know, I need to check them out. I don't know much about them.
Well, this is like you're on one right now. So what was this? What was this experience like for you? Like, did you think? I know you were really busy earlier in the day. That's what. So we had to sort of bump it to like now that you're in it. Like,
I like the feeling where I could just be myself, you know, and not you know, because like when you're on a TV show or you know, you gotta kind of keep it together, right? Not that I lost it here or anything, but you know what I mean, something
not like any of that happened here. None of that happened here.
you know, just you know, just keeping it a little, you know, don't share it all. Yeah, probably don't, you know, puff weed on the show, but I don't know. I mean, I this was fun.
Yeah, well, I hope you might investigate. Like, hey, anytime you want to come back on, let me know because I know there's still a ton of shit that we didn't cover. But like, thanks for being on the show. That was about it. We're gonna wrap it up. And
Yeah. What episode was this?
the 99th episode. I know, it's true. The 99th episode.
You said 99.
Smoke it, smoke it, smoke it. I wish I had another joint rolled. I smoked 3 joints during the course of this show. I should have had more rolled. I knew it was with you.
I love you.
I love you too. What are you gonna do with the rest of your day?
This.
All right. Well, Yvonne DeLoRosa, thank you so much. I think we all grew. We've all learned. I've learned. I hope you guys have learned out there in the world. I don't know if you will. I don't know who watches this, but you are a motley crew. And enjoy, subscribe, do all this stuff. Find Yvonne. Go to 99 High Tide Collective in Malibu. Buy your weed. She got the best shit. And yeah. Hey, thanks for being a pioneer.
Oh, I love you, honey.
I love you too. Tell Sam I say hi. Let's I'll see you in the present. The future? What is it?
Go to the past, remember?
The past. I'll see you in the past. All right. Woohoo! That was fun. Thanks so much for coming on. Woo, that rock and roll. Smoke more weed. Enjoy your cannabis. 99 High Tide Collective. Eat your mushrooms on a regular basis with your Fruit Loops, and we'll see you in the future. Maybe now. Oh, I'm always perplexed. What is it? All right. See ya.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Hey, 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 hey. I woke up this morning and the sun was shining. Every cloud has got a silver lining. It's a beautiful, wonderful day. Oh, it's a beautiful, wonderful day. Well, I washed my face and got some food. I'm feeling and I'm looking good. It's a beautiful, wonderful day. Yes, it's a beautiful, wonderful day. And I can't explain this feeling deep inside. Oh, it's such a good one that you know.